6,200 pounds. There's the start. On dirt, pulling the sled, and the sled will be moving up, putting more weight on the front, making it harder and harder to pull. 25 tons, and look at this, a wheelie. Whoa! And getting off the track, and that's it. He's disqualified, or stopped. I should say stopped at that point.
Not happy with that pull.
Well, I can't figure out there. They're burning off some excess alcohol. And singeing some weeds also, I might say. The Heart Attack funny car. Let's see, under 150 feet. Another look at it. 131 feet and 2 inches for the Heart Attack. 6,200-pound funny car.
For a pull, he needed to make 250 feet.
Coming up next, the Virginia.
Driven by Dale Wilson out of Winchester, Virginia. He had a small trip to get here. Dale's 36 years old, and he owns his own JR Auto Body Shop. He's been doing this for 13 years. Interesting point. He's running Dick Seepeck Giant Puller tires there on the back, on the left-hand side of your screen, the rear tires. Dick Seepeck Giant Puller tires. Dale not only drives a funny car puller, he also has his very own monster truck, and we'll see him drive that a little later on. 1,800 horsepower, 6,200 pounds. About the uniform weight for these funny cars. A normal funny car you'd see at a drag strip, but the other type of funny car would weigh in at around 2,000 pounds. I love a man who can appreciate neat toys, you know? Dale Wilson, Winchester, Virginia, 36 years old. It's called the Virginia. And he's got a beat a little over 131 feet. Let's see if he can go for a full pull. Henkel Harris, by the way, is a furniture manufacturer, not a very usual type of sponsor for this kind of car. Right. $80,000, the value of the Virginia. And looks like it's worth every penny. A funny car, a pulling funny car. Here's the launch. Wheels start to spin, and that can be dangerous, Margo, because that sometimes will slow your way up. The finesse getting off the launching pad is critical in pulling. Got a good run. The front wheel's up in the air, but he's all the way through and got a full pull. And then some. So the Virginian brings the crowd to its feet here at the Kingdome and wins the first round of funny car competition. Another look at it. A full pull for the Virginian. Really get a great shot of that beautiful paint job on that car. $80,000 worth of funny car. Now getting some speed up there. Front wheels bouncing up in the ground, up and down, and he gets all the way through and shuts it down to save the motor. And now we go to the monster truck pull. And coming up first, this is hot stuff out of Yakima, Washington. Jeff Boehner, who's 25 years old and had to sell everything he owned to buy this machine. Here's the pull. He makes it look so easy.
86 Jeep CJ7, 427 supercharged engine, 600 horsepower. And makes it all the way through. We might point out, Margo, they're not pulling 50,000 pounds. They dropped it down a little bit for the monster trucks. And we're going for times in these. Yep, that's right. Barefoot Fred Schaefer, one of the most famous monster trucks of all, comes up now, and let's see what the Barefoot machine can do. It is Chevy power, and look at him fly down that dirt ramp. Barefoot, a neat run there. No problems at all. Not much slippage. And coming up now, the Virginia Giant. And the times have just got the hot stuff at 10:22, Barefoot 8.15. Let's see what the Virginia Giant can do. Good launch. Bill Henkel out of Winchester, Virginia. Dale Wilson, his partner. I think Dale's doing the driving all the way through. And let's see what he got for the time. He's got an 8.18 second time. That's 3/100ths of a second slower than Barefoot. So Barefoot takes home the bacon. And now, probably the most famous monster truck of all, Bigfoot, out of St. Louis, Missouri. Jim Kramer, the driver. Margo, you won't find a sharper driver around. Kramer knows his stuff. He's like the original Bigfoot driver. Been around for a while. He's got to beat his old nemesis, Barefoot, 8.15 seconds. Let's see what Bigfoot can do. $100,000 Ford truck. The original. Doing something he doesn't normally do, pull a sled. Off the line slowly, but he's got that power to the ground. No wheel spin whatsoever. Bigfoot looks pretty good. Let's see what he's... In fact, I'd say he's got an excellent time. Bigfoot through the traps. And here it is, 10:22 for hot stuff. Barefoot 8:15, Virginia Giant 8:18, and Bigfoot a sizzling 8:06. So Bigfoot wins round one. And we'll be back, don't go away, with more monster truck action in side-by-side obstacle course competition. And if you've not seen this before, it's going to blow you away. We'll be right back, don't go away. In part by Goodyear Wranglers. You either have Goodyear Wranglers or you need them. And coming up now, Margo King, the crisscross car-crushing monster trucks. And that's barefoot, Fred Schaefer.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Crisscross. Does that mean like fender bender material?
It could definitely be dangerous. Bigfoot coming up first against barefoot. Two of the most famous monster trucks in the world. They will each crush this set of cars, crisscross across the track, and then crush the other set of cars. The first one through the finish line, through the traps, is the winner. Barefoot to the closest machine to us, the far side, that is Bigfoot.
About the only way you can tell is the American flag and the Chevy flag on barefoot, and the Ford flag flies alone on Bigfoot.
They're both about the same color. Look at this. Bigfoot getting way up there. And look at that. Barefoot almost going over on his left side. Look at this. Whoa, Nelly. Now, Bigfoot waits for Barefoot. He doesn't want to run into him.
Not taking any chances. Bold animosity's popping out.
Right. Jim Kramer, the driver of Bigfoot. There's Barefoot. Fred Schaefer. There's Bigfoot this side. Almost goes on his side, but gets through the cars first. There's Barefoot. And the glass flies. So Jim Kramer, the personable young driver of Bigfoot, takes home the bacon in the first round here. That's his mechanic underneath, checking out underneath. That machine takes an awful lot of abuse going over those cars, Margo.
Looks like he's actually holding on to one of the stabilizing bars underneath that truck.
There's again, that's Bigfoot. Look at that, completely up in the air. Looks like a overweight Blue Angel.
And that Blue Angel right there is where he maintained his drive and beat the Chevy off the crushed cars.
Yep, he was first through the cars. There is Barefoot, Fred Schaefer. Now let's see what happens. Margo, looks like he almost goes over on his side.
Now at that point he's even, but this is where
Whoa!
The way this truck is built comes through. It's taller than Bigfoot. It was originally built as a show truck. This competition in trying to go fast crushing cars has really put this truck at a disadvantage.
Exactly, and you've got to remember these trucks are virtually hand-built. They are assembled by hand, and there are literally thousands and thousands of pieces that can go wrong. Look at that, almost over on his side. That's got to scare the dickens out of that driver.
Tall truck, a lot of suspension. He does what we call pogoing, and caused him in trouble.
Let's go to the next round. This is hot stuff. And going up against the Virginia Giant. The Virginia Giant, Deal Wilson, the driver. This is a beautiful machine, again.
Another beautiful machine that Deal keeps in his garage. You can see that's his disc brake there in the middle. They're spinning. That's to keep the weight down. If you had to put disc brakes on each of those huge tires, it'd run up to a lot of weight and money.
Hot stuff, the near lane, and on the other side, the Virginia Giant, far lane. We're ready to go. Hot stuff, an 86 Jeep CJ7.